Welcome to Reality with Helencan. This is a space where faith meets real life and where hearts are allowed to be honest. Today, I want to talk about something many believers feel, but few talk about openly. You believe in God, pray, and try to stay strong, but deep inside, you feel tired of life. If you've ever felt this way, stay with me on this channel because this message is for wisdom and hope for you. So take a moment, settle your heart. God has something gentle and healing to share with you today. There is a quiet pain many believers carry, but rarely speak about. It is the pain of loving God sincerely, trusting Him deeply, and still feeling exhausted by life. Not exhausted because faith has failed, but because life keeps demanding strength even when the soul is running low. This kind of tiredness is confusing because it does not fit the picture many people have of a strong Christian. Yet it is real, common, and deeply human. To believe in God does not automatically shield a person from emotional fatigue. Faith does not cancel weariness. Rather, it often coexists with it.
Many faithful people wake up each day praying, hoping, enduring, yet carrying a heaviness they cannot explain. This conversation is for those hearts. It is not a message of condemnation, but one of understanding, wisdom, and restoration. One of the greatest misunderstandings in spiritual life is the assumption that being tired means being faithless. This belief has silently wounded many sincere believers. Faith is trust in God. Fatigue is a human response to prolonged pressure. The two are not opposites. The Bible acknowledges this reality clearly. Let us not become weary in doing good. Galatians 6:9. The verse does not deny weariness, it anticipates it. God knows that even while doing good, even while obeying Him, the human heart can grow tired. Weariness does not mean you have lost faith, it means you have been carrying something heavy for too long. Many believers suffer not only from exhaustion, but from guilt about that exhaustion. They feel ashamed to admit they are overwhelmed. They worry that saying I am tired sounds like complaining against God. As a result, they smile in public, worship loudly in church, but cry silently at night. This guilt is not from God. It is often born from unrealistic spiritual expectations placed on people. Jesus never demanded emotional denial. He invited honest surrender. In Matthew 11:28, He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Notice that His invitation was specifically to the weary, not to the strong, not to the perfect, but to those who are tired.
Scripture does not hide the emotional struggles of God's servants. Elijah, one of the most powerful prophets, reached a moment of complete emotional collapse. After great victories, he sat under a tree in 1 Kings 19:4 and said, "I have had enough, Lord." This was not rebellion, it was exhaustion. God's response is deeply instructive. He did not rebuke Elijah for lack of faith. He allowed him to sleep. He fed him. He restored his strength before giving further instruction. This shows us something profound. Sometimes the solution to spiritual exhaustion is not correction, but care. David also poured out his pain openly. "I am worn out from my groaning. I flood my bed with weeping." Psalm 6:6. Yet God called him a man after His own heart. Not all tiredness is physical. Many believers are emotionally drained. They are tired of waiting for answers, tired of being the strong one in the family, tired of forgiving without change, tired of hoping without visible results. This kind of fatigue is dangerous because it is invisible. People may praise your faith while your heart is quietly breaking. Of course, the Bible reminds us that God sees beyond appearances. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. God does not overlook silent pain. He draws closer to it. True faith is not the absence of tears. It is the courage to bring those tears to God. Pretending to be okay when you are not does not glorify God. Trusting Him with your brokenness does. It says, "God, I don't understand this season, but I am still here." That posture alone is powerful. Rest is not weakness. Boundaries are not rebellion. Pausing is not quitting. Even Jesus withdrew to quiet places to rest. If the Son of God honored rest, how much more should we? If you are tired today, the answer may not be to do more, but to slow down. Adjust your pace. Release the pressure to meet everyone's expectations. Learn to say no without guilt. Learn to rest without apologizing. Trust that God is still at work, even when you are still. God is not in a hurry, and He is not anxious about your future. What feels like delay may be preparation. What feels like exhaustion may be an invitation to deeper dependence. Never measure your faith by your energy level. Measure it by your willingness to keep showing up, even when tired. God does not reject honesty. He responds to it. Emotional honesty does not disqualify you from God's purpose. Being unseen by people does not mean being unseen by God. Strength is not found in endless endurance, but in wise surrender. Sometimes God restores us not by changing our situation, but by changing how we carry it. If you believe in God but feel tired of life, know this: you are not weak and you are not alone. You are human, and God understands that deeply. Rest does not mean giving up. It means trusting God enough to stop forcing yourself. If this message spoke to your heart, let it not end here. Subscribe to Reality with Helencan for honest conversations about faith, life, healing, and wisdom. Like and share this message so it can reach another weary soul who needs reassurance today. May God give you rest without guilt, strength without pressure, and peace without pretending. Thanks for staying with me this far, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!